In just the last few years, GoTrax sold over 1 million electric bikes and scooters. And now they've expanded into big box stores like Best Buy and Walmart. Today, we've got their two newest releases, the GoTrax Z4 Lite and the Z4 Pro. The big question is, which one, if any, deserves your hard-earned money? We're putting them head-to-head with hands-on testing across acceleration, top speed, braking, hill climb, range, and overall ride quality. Let's find out which bike is best for you. But before we get into testing, we've got to unbox it. As always, GoTrax ships their bikes in sturdy, well-protected boxes, and I didn't find a single broken piece. Inside, you get all the tools you'll need for assembly, plus clear step-by-step instructions. Also, if you don't want to wait for shipping, GoTrax claims their bikes can now be found at your local Best Buy, and I even tested that.
Looks like I found it.
Now, for those of you who are super technical, you can pause right here for the specs. For everyone else, the main differences you'll notice is that the Pro is a bigger, sturdier version of the Z4 Lite, making the Z4 Lite a portable, more compact option. On paper, the Z4 Lite is meant to be the lightweight commuter option, while the Z4 Pro is designed with a little extra punch. But what really matters is how quickly each bike gets you up to cruising speed in the city. For consistency, we test acceleration using a GPS-based draggy unit on a flat section of road. Each run is done 3 times and averaged with a rider weight of 180 pounds. Here are the results of our test. But one thing the numbers can't really show is just how easy the gear shifting on the Z4 Pro makes it to accelerate if you're willing to put in a little extra effort. If you compare the numbers, you'll see that the Lite feels quick off the line for city commuting, but that the Pro maintains its pull longer, which makes it better suited for riders who need higher sustained speeds. GoTrax claims 20 miles per hour for the Z4 Lite and 28 miles per hour for the Z4 Pro, but we don't take the specs at face value. We'll use a draggy GPS unit to measure top speed at full battery and again at 50% and then 10% battery. This matters because many budget-friendly e-bikes lose speed dramatically as the battery drains. I wasn't surprised that the bikes hit the speeds they claim. Electric bikes limit their speed. I was, however, impressed that both bikes maintained their speed at lower batteries. Also, for those of you who don't know, you'll only hit 28 miles per hour on the Z4 Pro if you turn up the limit by holding the plus and minus buttons for a few seconds and then use the M button to select the higher speeds. This gives us a realistic picture of what you can expect, not just on your morning ride, but also on the way home when your battery is running low. GoTrax says the Z4 Lite can reach around 25 miles, while the Z4 Pro claims double at 50 miles on a single charge. But our testing is done in real-world conditions, which means stop-and-go traffic, light hills, 180-pound rider, mixed throttle, and no pedal assist. We don't do unrealistic eco mode tests. I drove both of these bikes for hours, and I've got to say the Pro is way more fun. I ended up driving it the next day just to experience the zippy ride again. While these numbers are less than reported, it's important to keep in mind that with a little pedaling, you can stretch these numbers a long way, especially because you can just ride the bike like normal. Budget e-bikes often struggle with hills, so we put both of them through our standard 6% grade test hill. Using our draggy, we measure how long each takes to reach the top with throttle only. The Pro has the advantage here with the extra motor strength, so it's no surprise it beats the Lite. That being said, the Lite is still respectable, and with a little bit of pedaling and a head start, you'll be able to make it up any reasonable hill. Both the Lite and the Pro come with dual mechanical disc brakes, and stopping distance is what really matters for safety. We test by riding at 20 miles per hour, then applying the brakes fully and measuring the distance it takes to come to a complete stop. Each bike is tested multiple times and then averaged. The extra width of the Z4 Pro didn't make as big of a difference as I expected, probably due to its extra weight. That being said, both the Z4 Lite and Pro felt responsive, stable, and controlled. I didn't skid or ever feel like the brakes were too weak. This is where things get more subjective. The Z4 Lite comes with standard 20-inch tires and the Pro upgrades to 4-inch fat tires. Also, the Z4 Pro has suspension, which gives it the clear edge. Ultimately, I noticed that the Z4 Lite is more lightweight and nimble, and easier to maneuver in tight city spaces. But with no suspension, you'll feel rougher terrain. On the other hand, the Z4 Pro is heavier and more planted, and more comfortable overall. The upgraded tires give more grip, especially on varied surfaces, but you'll notice the extra weight when carrying it or making tight turns. Now let's talk pros and cons. If you're looking for a budget-friendly entry point, the Z4 Lite is a solid pick. It's affordable, lightweight, and easy to carry around. The wide 20-inch tires smooth out the ride and add comfort, and it comes with a 2-year warranty for peace of mind. But there are some trade-offs. The range is limited, so longer commutes might be tough, and the smaller motor does struggle on hills. Also, with no suspension, some big bumps will be felt. Taking the step up to the Z4 Pro gives you a noticeable boost in performance. It has a more powerful motor for stronger acceleration, and the battery delivers a longer range. It can reach a higher top speed, and it handles hills more confidently than the Lite. Finally, it comes with great suspension that will have you gliding over bumps. On the flip side, it's heavier to carry, so portability does take a hit. And it's a little more expensive than the Lite. So which should you buy, the Z4 Lite or the Z4 Pro? Well, it depends on who you are. Go with the Z4 Lite if you want something budget-friendly, portable, and reliable for short commutes. But go with the Z4 Pro if you need the extra range, a bit more speed, and don't mind carrying a little extra weight. Either way, you can't go wrong, because both bikes keep GoTrax's reputation alive for affordable, reliable, and beginner-friendly e-bikes. But the Pro is a clear choice for riders who want performance without fully breaking the bank. If you want to save money, check out the coupon code link down below. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment on which one you'd pick. That's it for this one. Ride safe, and I'll see you in the next review.